So I did it. I won my Ultra League draft tournament. I'm really happy about that. I had a lot of fun getting to know Ultra League a little bit better, especially since this started before we knew anything really about Go Battle League. So it was a nice way to get used to some of the main players. We did have a lot of people dropping out of the tournament by the end, but you know, it is what it is. Before I talk about round 2 battles, just letting you know that signups are open. You should join. It's a lot of fun. There's nothing better than the draft format in terms of keeping like an open format, but having just something a bit more diverse than the usual open format meta. And for Ultra and Master League especially, from what I've seen in like Go Battle League compared to draft, like that's just no comparison. It's just so much more fun in draft. So I definitely recommend joining. Also, I only put this gecko clip here because I needed something to talk over. I didn't want to keep finding more screenshots like related to PvP stuff. But isn't that cute? That's his first time trying the watermelon flavor of Pangea. But anyways, so one thing that I definitely had going for me with this draft is that I got both Registeel and Giratina altered form. So that's already like basically like the core of like a great team. So that sure helped. And then this is the Vizix team. So for round 2, only 3 of the opponents were still around, but I have the battles with them to show you. So the main issue on his team was the Zangoose, and it continues to be the main issue. So whatever, I don't know. Okay, so for some reason, my strategy for this one was just like win the mind games with Zangoose as the lead, but you'll see that in all 3 battles, I don't do that. I definitely don't do that. He manages to win the bait almost every time. Okay, well, not here, but it's just bad news. And then from there, if I have like no shields, then it's just a bad scene. So I actually think that what I probably should have done to mix it up is to lead with like Moltres or something. Just something that's kind of a wild card, you know, even if it doesn't lose to Zangoose. Yeah, because like that's the thing is like Snorlax was my best Zangoose counter, but it like also needs the shields. Ugh. Oh, and here, yeah, see, obviously I would have like just farmed it down, but annoying like CMP. I don't know. I wish after the other person uses this charge move, you can choose if you still want to use yours or not. Basically, the summary of these battles is that he really knows how to use that Zangoose, like, really well. And I, like, definitely complimented him on it. And he said that using it in GBL between the first round and the second round really helped him to figure it out. I'm just going to speed up the rest of the battle. The strategy here was, like, for my lineup was Giratina Altered, obviously is like super good against most things. Lapras, I really like that I had the double super effective against Gliscor, and I could hit Regirock with some Surfs, so that's real nice. Yeah, that's the idea. I just definitely think I don't know. Okay, yeah, because like Regirock versus Moltres would have been so bad. However, if I knew he was going to lead Zangoose, which he did in this one and in the other 2 as well, so at some point I should have just tried to mix it up with the lead a little bit. Oh boy. Okay, so this one I actually did win, just barely, because I figured out the mind games and stuff with the shielding. But the next 2 games I lose. So this one again does start off with the Zangoose versus Snorlax. So now I have to start playing the guessing game of what charge move is he actually using. So he gets the attack boost from that one. So I shield because I know that the close combat will like really mess me up. And then I managed to hit some superpowers, which is nice. It's something. It's super effective. He shields them. And this one, I know like my attack and defense are so low that I'm just not going to do anything. I was really hoping I could hit another move there, but nope. Okay, so now I have to try to deal with Zangoose. This is not a great situation. Bring in Giratina, but I don't know if that was the right I mean, okay, Zangoose has that close combat that could just really mess up Lapras, but at least it would take a little bit longer to get to. I don't know. I think I should have probably brought in Lapras there, especially because I know... Ooh, Typhlosion. That's mixing it up. I will also say that these battles were like over a month ago. I've just been bad about like making this, and I decided I'd just do all my round 2 battles at once, and I only just finished some the other day, so, you know. Anyways, this is not super fresh to me. Ooh. Yeah, so this Stone Edge, I'm like, gone. Yeah, Regirock, Shields Down is just such a monster. I didn't make one for... Actually, I don't even know how good it is in Go Battle League context. That is one thing. In draft, I get misled into thinking some things are actually better than they are. Because there's so many things that are just so good in a niche draft context where it's like, you know, you really need a specific counter for something, or like, oh yeah, Regirock is number 6 in Ultra League. Okay, cool. That would be a fun one to try. You have to worry about Swampert, but counters, ooh, Togekiss, Muck, Alolan Muck, Cresselia, Charizard, and Articuno. That's cool. Okay, might have to make one of those. All right, so battle number 3, and again it starts. Oh, see, I should have switched my lead. I should have just done something different, but Zangoose is just such a good tool against my team. That was just a brilliant pick on his part, and I would love to max one now. I'm actually pretty low too, so you could best buddy it if you want to get really, really fun. So this one, I decide not to shield, and it was a close combat. See, just, oh, and here, okay, so think about it. I have nothing that hits Zangoose for super effective other than Snorlax's superpower, and I have that. So maybe I should just use it now, even though I'm screwed. Shields, obviously. I do manage to hit another superpower, thankfully. But my Snorlax isn't going to last all that much longer. And he has both shields down, but his Zangoose at almost full health. Here, I switch it to Giratina, hoping that I can catch the close combat, but come on. It's going to be Night Slash, obviously. That Snorlax had so little health. So that was kind of stupid. And I think here I probably should have saved my shield for Lapras, because then Lapras could be protected against Regirock and as I surf it down. But man, this is still just like the first thing on his team. It's still just the Zangoose. I'm still just trying to work my way to getting rid of that. Ooh, Regirock beats me to the first charge move here. Lock on and Stone Edge, that's a scary combination, really. Whew. So now I gotta figure out what the hell I want to do. Because this Regirock has like no energy, I figure Snorlax will be good because I know I can hit the superpower probably before it gets any... Yeah, I don't even get the excellent, so I feel stupid. Here, I was wondering what he was going to do because he can't farm me down with Lock On. But anyways, it's Stone Edge. And now it's just Lapras. I had kind of considered maybe throwing in Tangrowth, but because of that threat of Typhlosion, it just didn't seem like a great deal. Especially because, yeah, the rest of his team is like Typhlosion, Gliscor, Dragonite, Sceptile. So Tangrowth just didn't seem like a great idea. But I don't know. Maybe it's just something to shake it up. Yeah. And then the last thing on his team is Sceptile. Now, I do remember looking and seeing that Lapras does surprisingly well against Sceptile. However, I have like no health. So that's not going to help. And Leaf Blade gets it so fast, and I'm done. Okay, so I cut off the video there, but that was my loss against Physics. Now I have my loss against Yowzers. Yowzers switched up his team a little. Probably to try to beat me specifically. But I think I probably should have thought a little bit more about that. I decide to go with this lineup. Snorlax is like a pretty safe lead, I thought. And it's my best Melmetal counter because, okay, so here's the thing. I know that Moltres loses to Melmetal, but you will see that even though I know that, I make insane decisions otherwise in these battles. I don't know. This is not my finest work. I'll just say that. So, like I said, lead with Snorlax because I was expecting the Melmetal lead. And here, I think I should have TM'd the Snorlax to be Superpower Earthquake. Just looking at his team, like I did need, but then Zapdos. I don't know, Superpower is just such a good move, and I think that would have been way stronger instead of relying on Body Slam bait in order to take down the Melmetal. Okay, I hit that Body Slam, but it's resisted, so it's not going to be amazing. And he blocks anyways, so thankfully he wastes this energy here, which is fine with me. I bring in Giratina to Shadow Claw it down. I was really hoping I'd make it without taking any damage, but that superpower did nothing, so sure, okay. That was just kind of like a bonus on his part. So Drapion is a real threat, and if I'm not careful, those bites are going to just melt Giratina. Oh, see, this is just a bad combination. I should have had a Tangrowth in there. I think I ended up using Tangrowth in our first round of battles, even though that's not great against Drapion. I guess I was just too scared of Zapdos. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think in our first round, Tangrowth was kind of the key against this team with Ancient Power, because that could hit Zapdos. Like, it was overall just like pretty okay, but I think I got a little spooked for whatever reason. Just wasn't thinking logically. So anyways, I did win that one. And that was mostly thanks to, I don't know, having some energy on the Giratina. Second battle, unfortunately, did not save, but from what I can remember, it went a lot like the third. Second one was a loss. Yeah, here's that stupid error popping up. Me taking an angry screenshot. Second one, I think I lost because I switched Moltres into Melmetal for some reason at some point. I should go back in my DMs because I think I groaned about the mistake I made. Yeah, so I ended up losing this in second round anyways. I think, what was it? Just because of the way the points work, because I did get first place in the first round, even though I only came in third for the second round, it went okay. But, okay, this is slow. This is me just having no idea what I'm doing. I'll speed up this rest of it. Okay, now on to the battle. So, as you saw in there, I decided to lead Giratina. It seemed safe. He switches right to Swampert. I switch right to Tangrowth. I'm feeling good about things. Ooh. Hydro Cannon doesn't do much. That's great for me. I think Sludge Wave would have been a very fun way for him to surprise me, but I think it makes sense that he would have Hydro Cannon Earthquake to cat. Ooh. Here, I don't feel like I'm going to get to the Ancient Power, and that's just not a shield worth using. So I've got my Giratina, and I go for the Ancient Power. Then out comes Melmetal. Melmetal is a tough one. So here, even though I know that Melmetal beats Moltres, I still do this. I still switched into Moltres. I go for the Overheat, and I mean, obviously he's gonna block it. I should have just done. Yeah, this is hard for me to watch. Now here, this is great for me just because I don't have anything super effective, and so that's why I'm going for. I mean, I don't even have anything that's neutral. So that's why I'm going for the Ancient Powers, because I'm hoping I can get a boost, because maybe if I get my boosted Shadow Claw. And here I'm also just wondering, where did things go so wrong? I had Tangrowth versus versus Swampert. That should have been okay. I think the main thing was just I didn't have a great answer for Melmetal. So that's what it is. Should have had Snorlax instead of Moltres probably. Yeah, that would have made sense. So, anyways, good job to Yowzers and the Vizix. They definitely showed how they could improve from their last round and beat me this time. My last opponent for this round is Prisoner of War. He switched out the Armaldo on his team for Stoutland. I think both are great counters to my team. Armaldo maybe a little bit more so, just because it so aggressively countered Moltres, and Moltres is my best Steelix counter, so it kind of all fits together that way. So I said I'm going to lead with Moltres just because it does have pretty good matchups against most of his team. Keeping in mind that Slowbro I think can get Water Gun, Arcanine can have Wild Charge, Stoutland can get Wild Charge, and Steelix could have Thunderfang this time, you never know. So he did actually tell me afterwards that he had forgotten to TM some things, which, you know, it happens. But so this is my lead situation. I switched straight to Snorlax, kind of as a sack swap, I guess. My main thing is that I just did not want to waste Moltres on anything but Heracross and Steelix. So, I mean, like, if it worst comes to worst, like, I guess I could handle other things with it, but it's just that it was vital for my Steelix takedown plan. Nice Sky Attack. You'll notice that I actually don't have either of Registeel or Giratina on this lineup, and the reason for that is, like, I wanted to use the fact that he would expect me to run them against him, because then I could use stuff that countered that. Here I'm shielding because it could be a Wild Charge, but it was a Crunch instead. And then I get the win. Feels good. One thing you may notice is that I'm using different movesets depending on the battle and the opponent, and that's just the way that this draft competition works, which I think is cool. That means you get to really enjoy the flexibility of a certain Pokemon. So such as like a Mew, you can TM to be catered towards like whatever opponent you want, whatever weird moveset ideas you have. So here, I think, yeah, his Slowbro was supposed to have Water Gun, but it had Confusion. But that was a great one lead for me. I'm using Snorlax basically just as my safe, or just as my switch. You know, it just does pretty good against most things. And those licks are actually super effective, so that's nice. Because I saw that this Slowbro has Confusion, I knew that my Moltres was safe to take some moves. So here I go for the Overheat. It gets blocked, but that's okay. I switch straight to my Water Gun Lapras, but then he switches straight to Heracross, and those counters are going to add up. Yeah. However, I've now seen his whole team, so I know Steelix is not there, so I don't feel too bad using my Water Gun Lapras and my Moltres on these guys instead of like saving them for Steelix. Now for the third battle, I decided to switch it up a little bit. He hasn't faced either of Altered or Registeel at all. But I thought, you know what, it would be so much fun to take out the Stoutland with a Focus Blast from Registeel, so I'm going to put it in now. It's hard to figure out what I wanted to replace it with, but I decided that it would probably make the most sense to replace the Lapras, just because I didn't think that would be all that useful. I don't know. So I'm using Snorlax as I switch again. I do have to watch out for Heracross, but it looks like Heracross is nowhere to be seen because of the fact that I didn't switch to it here. So that's good, because my back two are incredibly weak to Heracross. I think on PvPoke, the rating of Heracross versus Registeel it's like one of the ones that's in like the 900s, obviously, because Lock-On doesn't do anything. Here I'm just being a Snorlax, trying to get some damage in, but just, you know, using that as a kind of safe switch. Those licks from both of us are doing barely any damage, so I was really surprised I was able to get off another Body Slam. It's a nice treat. And another one! Yeah, that was yeah, I guess neither of us are doing anything, so I could make that happen. And then switch in Moltres, and then hit it with a Sky Attack. I love Sky Attack. That's just probably not revelatory statement, but you know, whatever. It's good. It's a fun move. But then from here he resigns, but that's fine. Yeah, so that's it. I will be putting the link to the sign up form for the next season in the description for this. Make sure you stick with it if you join. And thanks to my opponents. We had some great battles. See you next season.